wrapping up a decent week. A little bit of rain, a little bit of snow. Now we have clear skies. Temperatures in Grand Junction, 48 degrees. Sun's going down. It's going to go a little bit cooler. There is a little bit of a wind chill. Not much, but if you're heading out tonight, make sure you have that extra layer. It's going to be helpful. Montrose, same situation. Upper 40s, light wind, little bit of a wind chill. Looking at temperatures elsewhere, Delta, we're checking in with low 50s. So Moab doing the same thing. Cooler off into our mountain communities. Pitkin County in the 30s, Gunnison County in the 40s. Clear skies. We had a bluebird day today. That was maybe one or two clouds off towards the west, no clouds over the mountain zones. Really nice day, albeit a little bit on the cool side. That wind chill I spoke of, it makes it feel like we're in the mid 40s instead of the upper 40s. But pay attention to that if you're heading out in the overnight hours or throughout the day, the course of the weekend. We don't have a whole lot of strong wind in the weekend forecast, but it's enough to cool things down a little bit. High temperatures for the day. Okay, we're wrapping up the week. We had these cooler than average temperatures. We have these chilly starts. We will still have these cold starts to our mornings for tomorrow and even Sunday. But once we get into next week, we'll start to see better temperatures on both ends. Better lows, closer to the average, better highs, closer to the average. That number is supposed to be about 60 degrees for Grand Junction. Same with Montrose. So we're about 10 degrees cooler than we need to be. Mid 50s, low 50s for Delta, for Montrose. Well, that's not in the cards until next week. In fact, we will get back to those average temperatures with our next incoming storm system. We have another one. We have another one due in late next week. Before it gets here, I think Tuesday and Wednesday will feel a little bit breezy, so we should get some stronger wind certainly by the middle of next week. Right now we just don't have that. We have about a 5 to 10 mile per hour clip. Top wind gusts of the day today, 15 to 20, not even on the board, less than 15 miles per hour. So a pretty good day. But when we start thinking about the arrival of this next storm system, it's going to draw up, it's going to draft in that southwest flow. So that means drier conditions, warmer temperatures, but also breezier conditions. We may visit red flag warnings. So listen, if you have a burn permit in Mesa County or if you're planning on doing any ag burning, middle of next week off limits, please. Middle of next week, we're going to have stronger wind speeds. Now, once you get into Thursday and Friday, higher humidity levels, yeah, by all means. This weekend, why not? We don't have strong wind. We will maintain dry conditions, but just be very careful. Having a burn permit doesn't mean you could just go out by yourself and do it. You need to have a team, a focused team, because it's more than one person job when you do those ag burns. We don't have moisture in the forecast. We don't anticipate rain until next week. When I'm talking about the arrival of that next storm system, we'll look at snow in the mountains on Wednesday, lingering through Saturday. But for the lower elevations, the next time we get measurable rain in the bucket should be about Thursday. And we'll do the same thing. We'll get that rain-snow mix into Friday morning next week. That'll be a good chance. But until then, quiet this weekend. Not much going on. Cold starts, cool afternoons. Again, we could see red flag warnings middle of next week. I expect to see winter weather advisories also next week because granted, this will be what, our third storm system of the season. So we need to ease into it. So we need everyone to be aware. Winter weather advisory, we may not hit the criteria, but I'm already seeing some models indicating Gunnison and Pitkin County starting to measure snow next week, right around the 2-foot mark. Now, that's what we've received to date, about 2 feet up on the Grand Mesa. You add another foot, foot and a half next week, and then you start to add 20 to 25 inches in some of these mountain zones. Yeah, you should say be prepared for winter weather, whether it's how you dress or how you drive. Speaking of how you drive, flashing lights on the side of the road, folks, tow truck drivers, law enforcement, first responders, slow it down, move over, save their lives. Quiet on the radar, that's going to be the case throughout the course of the weekend, but we're going to start to get increased cloud coverage. Today, we had that bluebird day, we had the cool temperatures, brewing in the Pacific Northwest, storms, and we've got a train of storms for them, not for us, but the strength of those storms, as such, will put clouds in our forecast tomorrow. So today and tomorrow are going to have almost the same temperatures. Unfortunately, with the cloud coverage, it's going to feel a little bit cooler. So keep that in mind if you're going to be out and about. And if you're going to go trick-or-treating or out having fun, whether you celebrate tonight, Saturday, or Sunday, Monday's the official Halloween day, whatever night you celebrate on, make sure you dress for the cooler temperatures because that's what we have. That's not going to be the case in the afternoons coming up next week. Look at the middle of next week for Grand Junction getting into those averages at 60 degrees. Looking at our first shot of rain showers right around Thursday. And then, yes, we will cool down thereafter. So it's almost a repeat pattern. In fact, this is what we're going to do for the next couple of storms. Mostly dry, mostly mild days leading into one storm system every 7 to 10. But then we flip that once we get into November, which, by the way, we're 25 days away, 27 days away from Thanksgiving. But with that being the case, Be prepared for cold starts, cool afternoons, and a dry, decent weekend.